Hi there, everybody. Welcome to lesson 4 of free piano lessons and survival tips for the quarantine apocalypse. I'm Jess from Bread and Gravy. Today we're going to be doing two things. I'm going to do a little bit of a review on how we make keys from any note, and then we're going to do nothing but inversions and play songs. It's going to be a fun day. So it's kind of a nighttime version here, and I have a camera person now, because if anything that was really bad from the first 3 videos, it was the camera work. It was really bad. I was having difficulty, so I have my lovely wife being a camera person for me tonight. So you might hear from her once or twice. It's hard for her to control herself to not sing whenever I'm playing something on the piano, so you might hear it here and there. So anyway, let's get to work. So camera person, please bring the camera over to the keys here. Okay, everybody, remember we learned how to make a scale with the formula 1 1/2, 1 1 1/2. Remember that, right? Start on C, 1 1/2, 1 1 1/2. There's a key. So I think I showed you D also, so if you use the same formula, D, and then go one step, half step, one step, one step, one step, half step. Let's try E. E is an important one. That was an E chord, by the way. E is an important one because if you play with guitar players, they like to play in the key of E because it's like their C. It's the easiest one for them to play in. So a lot of times with guitar players, you'll be playing in the key of E. So here's E. Let's start on E and do the formula, and we get, see? There's the key of E. So you find your first chord, your root chord, your 1 3 5 fingers. Boom, there's your E. Go up to the 4th, there's your A. Go to the 5th, there's your B. That's a fun chord to hit, the B. And where would our relative minor be? Well, that would be the 6th. If we go the 6th, there's the 6th, and there's your relative minor, and it sounds so sad in the key of E. So there's root chord of E. So there's some examples, and there's 12 notes. You can do it on all 12. I'm not going to do all that right now, because today, this is the chill episode. This is the fun episode. We're going to start talking about inversions. So to take on something new and challenging like that, I'm going to go back to the simplest key of all. Hello, C. That's a root C chord, basic straight shape formation that we first learned about just with both hands. Boom, C. And I showed you that if you wanted to find the 2 inversions of C, by the way, that was my lovely dog in the background. He's so cute. 1 2 3 4 5. 1 3 5. The letters are C, E, and G. If I take out this C and add the top C, I get my first inversion. And if I take out the E there and I add the top E, I get the other inversion. So there's the key of C. Watch, the chords of C in the key of C. There's 3 of them. Right? Maybe you can go down the whole piano like that. So that's in the key of C with the first root chord, the C, and all the inversions. So if we go to the 4th, there's the F. Remember that one? Let's find all the inversions for that one. So there's the basic root 1. Let's take out that F and add this F. Ah, that's a different shape. Let's take out that A and add the top A. C, F, A. And the 3rd major chord in that key of C is G, the 5th. Right? Remember he was down to C, 1 2 3 4 5. There's the 5th. Build a chord off that. That basic shape in the key of C. And there's your G chord. Inversions, boink, and boink. But also realize that those inversions you can go down with. So I'm taking out this D and I'm putting in that D. Essentially, there's 3 different shapes. So here's your first shape for the C and the F and the G for the root chords. Here's your second shape. It's like the first shape, only one more across. And then here's your third shape. And then here's your fourth shape. And then here's your fifth shape. And then here's your sixth shape. And then here's your seventh shape. And then here's your eighth shape. And then here's your ninth shape. And then here's your tenth shape. And then here's your eleventh shape. And then here's your twelfth shape. And then here's your thirteenth shape. And then here's your 14th shape. And then here's your 15th shape. And then here's your 16th shape. And then here's your 17th shape. And then here's your 18th shape. And then here's your 19th shape. And then here's your 20th shape. And then here's your 21st shape. And then here's your 22nd shape. And then here's your 23rd shape. And then here's your 24th shape. And then here's your 25th shape. And then here's your 26th shape. And then here's your 27th shape. And then here's your 28th shape. And then here's your 29th shape. And then here's your 30th shape. And then here's your 31st shape. And there's a third shape. So here's the cool thing about it. Before, if you were working on stuff and you were practicing in the key of C, and say you were doing your scales that I showed you. Say you were doing that, and then you wanted to switch to F. When you go from C to F, it's like a big jump, right? You're like, oh, how do those pros do it? How do those pros do it? They jump. Oh, I gotta stare at my fingers and count, or 1, 2, 3, 4, and get up there. It's a big jump. When you're going from C to G, it's no problem, right? It's the same shape, and they're right next to each other. But with the F and the C, you gotta jump so much. But check this out. With inversions, you can play this C, and then just move your middle finger, the naughty one, and the pinky, and put them right up one key above. That's an F chord. So you don't ever have to move your thumb. You don't have to move your hand to go from a C to an F. You don't have to jump all the way up here. You can go. Isn't that cool? And the F shapes and the G shape, just like in the root chord, the 1, 3, 5 fingering, just like with the root chord, they're right next to each other. So will those other inversion shapes. So right here I'm playing the root C, right? And then I'm playing the second inversion of F right here. But whatever that shape is, I know that G next to it is going to be the same exact shape. There it is. So here's a GFC. Cool. Cool. So, what have we gone over in C? We've gone over all the inversions now of the 3 main chords. What about the 4th main chord? That would be the 6th, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's the A. There's our A minor, so sad. And that has inversions. All an inversion is, go back to the root chord C, all an inversion is you have 3 notes, so you're going to have 3 differently shaped chords depending on which one of those notes you start on. You want to start on the C and end with the G? You want to start on the E? Or do you want to start on the G? Got it? So now that we know that, we can instantly play a song. I will first show something that's very simple in the key of G. So here's the key of G. The key of G is closest to the key of C in the fact that it's mostly the white keys. There's just one black one. It's right on the end. Or the beginning, if you want to call it. It's the F sharp. So here's the scale of G. We're using the formula of 1, 1/2, 1, 1, 1/2. So there's the key of G. There's our root main 1 chord. Our 4 chord will be the C. Our 5 chord will be the D. And our relative minor is the E minor. Now, of course, knowing me, I'm going to use some inversions here, but Billy Joel, She's Got Away. Just playing those root chords, and that's it. Sound familiar yet? She's got a way about her. Well, I already messed up. But you got the point. It's very, very simple. G chord, she's got a, and then D chord, way, and then E minor, about her. Back to the G. Now the C, the 4. Don't know what it is. Let's do that again. Just a G chord a bunch of times. You can do it a lot of times or a few times. I think Billy Joel does it about 6 measures. You can make really, really dramatic faces when you're doing this. And then like you hit a bass note, that sounds cool. Let's pick any note in that chord. I'll pick the D. And then go back to the G. She's got a way about her. See? I was playing some inversions, but here's what I was doing. She's got a way, G, about D, E minor, C. Pretty easy, right? Let's try another one. Let's try Let It Be by the Beatles. I have the sheet music here. I'm not on the right page, but I will be when I turn the page. That's what Bob Seger told me to do. Let It Be. Have you ever heard this one? It's such a beautiful song, so simple. Incorporates the top 4 chords, like I've talked about very often. They have all these fancy notes here in this whole intro. It pretty much says, be chill, be pretty, be chill, be pretty. Basically playing C notes and C chords and stuff. And then it starts off like most chords, like most songs do. It starts off with the 1, the root. So the key is in C. You can tell it's in the key because up here is no flats and no sharps. It's just nothing there. So this is in the key of C, all white keys, and it starts with the chord of C. Most chords will start and end with the root chord of whatever the key is in. So look, you got your C halfway through the measure. You got your G, that's your 5, right? The 1 root chord, then the 5. Excuse me. Then it goes to the A minor, the sad one, the 6. And then it has like a G and a quick F. We'll see if we can figure that out when it comes along. But still, 2 chords that we have already played in this song. Back to the 1. Then to the 5, the G. Yeah, I'll tell you about that later. Just stop looking at that. Stop looking at that. Okay, so go back up to the top and go, look at all that. Well, you know what I would do? I would just put like C over here and just do C. I wouldn't pay attention to any of this. Unless you're learning that way, then do that. But I'm not going to do that for you. Now look at my hands. Look at my hands. Ah, there's my hands. What am I doing? I'm just playing a C chord. Just the root chord of C in the key of C. Just a whole bunch of times, looking thoughtful. This could be a cathartic moment. C. And then eventually I'm going to hit the first chord that I showed you, which is C. And I'm going to hit it right after I start singing, because those are 2 pickup notes, which you'll see if you're looking at the sheet music or if you've ever listened to the song.
When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me.
I think can we go back up to the sheet music? I think I just learned what that is. That's a little walk down. Okay. Mother Mary comes to me, speaking. Okay, I got it. So again, I'm going to play a C chord when I find myself in G chord of trouble, A minor. A Mary comforts me. C, 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 G, G. G, G, F, E, D, C. Oh, that's a cool part. I like that part. Anyway, let's just go back and just again from the intro. The intro could be lots of things. Oh, that's Imagine. Sorry. Imagine this was Let It Be. That's what I would be playing right now. Sing.
When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom. Let it be. Where we are.
No, that's far enough. I think they got the point there. All right, let's do it one more time.
Yeah, and I'll just focus on your hands.
And you just focus on my hands, and I will sing the chords as I'm playing them. Okay? When I C, 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 G, 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 A minor, G, F, 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 C, 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 G, 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 F, C. That was E, D, C. So on one hand you're going E, D, C, and the other one you're going C, D, C, but whatever. If you're not ready for that, you could just go C, D, E, D, C, E, D, C. So again, when I C, 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 G, 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 A minor, down to F, C, 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 G, G, then to F. And that thing that I already talked about a bunch and I couldn't say while I was playing it again. That's why I don't really sing. So anyway, I hope you realize the importance of inversions and the flexibility of inversions. Go check them out as much as you want, all the time, all day long. It's how I originally started playing myself. Again, you could have a C chord right here. You have your G chord, your 5 right there. That's a G. That's one of the inversions of the G. Look at it right next to it. So you got C, C, G, G, A minor, F. Look at that. And like I showed you the other day, every 50 song I ever made, G, A minor, F, G. So many songs with 1, 4, 5, and the 6 in it. If they get really creative, they'll put the 2 and the 3 minor in there too. All songs are a circle. Well, I think that's about all I got. Do you have any tips for them, hon?
Okay.
Pause that. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. And we're going to end it this time. And for your quarantine apocalypse survival tip of the day, it's more of an observation than a tip. Before this all happened, there were certain people that I wouldn't touch with a 6-foot pole. I mean, you know what I mean? But now it's like, I'm not really sure how to wrap my head around that, actually.